Malayalam cinema is unanimously the film industry which is most consistent with the best storytelling and the content driven films. And they've always proven it year by year. But now they take the next step, widening their horizons, taking that leap forward, going for that big scale, high concept storytelling. And in this video, I'm going to talk about such exciting projects coming up, which I'm all for it. So let's start. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and Malayalam cinema has always been known for its grounded and nuanced storytelling. You know, the realistic cinema, which I love. But I'm also a fan of wild imaginations. The scale which will fill the big screen, the experience of being part of some other world, the awe, the wonder you get watching it. And it's not that Malayalam cinema has never tried to go big before. There have been many attempts made, but with many of them, they were done with a traditional way of making a commercial or mass film with a big star. They've made big ensemble films celebrating the real life stories with movies like Virus in 2018. And there have been films which are not meant to be big, but after releasing, they became big, such as Manjumal Boys or Avesham. Going big is definitely not something new for the industry. But now there are actual steps being taken. There are obvious attempts being made to go that big. There have been multiple announcements of franchises and universes. Filmmakers are taking their story abroad. We are going international. There's an attempt to focus on the broader worlds and stories. And they're actively building it bigger than just one film narrative. And a question may arise, why now? What has changed? And the simple answer is that the market for Malayalam cinema has opened up. The films are traveling to different states across the country. They're even going international. OTT has been a huge addition. Malayalam films are getting more popular on streaming. And with all of this, more money is coming into the industry, which translates to more eyeballs around Malayalam cinema than ever before. And this is the time to double down on it, to push for new and different storytelling. Yes, the industry is known for one thing and they're very good at it, but you cannot just do the same thing forever. You cannot become static. It doesn't mean you stop doing those films, but evolve, explore, experiment. And this is why I admire Malayalam cinema so much. They're always at it. They're not waiting for someone else to do it and then they'll copy them. They are taking risks, and it is the need of the hour. You want to attract audiences to the theaters. You want to give them that big screen experience. It cannot be that they only get it from Hollywood films. There are actually very few directors who can pull off a big film in India, and those directors cannot put out a film every year. They take their time. So we need more filmmakers to tell stories at that grand scale. And what better than Malayalam cinema, which I'm sure will bring more content to it. First, I want to talk about the projects which we have already seen. The Lucifer franchise by Prithviraj Sukumaran. The first film was the biggest hit in Malayalam industry, and L2 Emperor also did a huge business. Of course, it was plagued with that controversy, but still it is a big franchise of Malayalam cinema, and they will be back with the third installment. And Lucifer was a film which was made knowing that there will be part 2 and part 3. The story wasn't complete. It wasn't the case that the first film worked, so they thought of a second film. They planned it as a franchise. So they were thinking big. And with L2, they went international. They went to real locations. Technically, it was at par with international films. You could see the money on screen that was spent. And even the content is complex. It may be convoluted at moments, but it doesn't feel hollow. That's the most important part. Recently, we also got a period adventure film in ARM. And again, there was a film pitched at that scale. And after talking to the director, there are some future plans that may unfold soon. The film had its own myth. We had 3 different timelines, and with a really good story, it was executed really well. So looking forward to what the director does next. So now let's talk about the big projects which are in production or are coming soon. First is the Weekend Cinematic Universe, which includes Miller Murli, Detective Ujwalan, and the upcoming film Jambi. They've also come out with a comic book series called Captain Raj. So they are actually setting up a cinematic universe with different stories in different mediums. Now initially when this universe was announced, there were some issues, and it looks like it is all resolved now. We have still not seen that interconnectedness. Maybe the future films will do that. They're taking their time to establish each character, and then maybe we'll get that Avengers style story. The unique part of this world is that all these stories are very grounded, very local, where these extraordinary things are happening. The next one is the Loka Cinematic Universe, which is backed by Dulquer Salman's Wayfarer Films. And with the first film Loka Chapter 1 Chandra, they are going pan-India with it. And the rumors are they already planned 5 films in this universe. The thing I liked with the first film, they didn't go with some big A-lister star. Instead, they got upcoming actors, and the focus is on the story and the world they are building. That is the draw for the audiences to watch the film. Yes, there are cameos that will set up the future films coming up, and they will be big stars in it. But I like this approach of taking it step by step. First, establish your world, establish the characters, establish the story, and then take it ahead. You don't need to rush it and add those big names at the start only. Really excited to see where this world takes us. The next one is Thiye Irai, the horror world of Rahul Sadasivan. From the looks of it, yet again, we are gonna get the haunted haunting experience. And budget-wise, it may not be the big film, but it's a vision which has scale. Even if you take the director's previous films, Bhutakalam and Brahmayugam, it's the ideas which are bigger. Bhutakalam is way grounded, but it has that supernatural element to it. Then with Brahmayugam, even visually they do something interesting, making it black and white. It's a period film. They create intense visuals. They have used VFX at moments to give that epic feel, but all of it is to assist the narrative. And even with the latest film, they've used the camera, the set so well to induce that feeling of mystery. And we're finally getting a horror film on Halloween in India. I'm sure again it will be something we have never seen before. Now the next one is really surprising even for me when I learned about it, which is the Nayat cinematic universe. I've talked about this before when there were rumors about Nayat 2 happening. I was really against it. Why would you touch a masterpiece? But then I saw Rond, and then there was a connection to Nayat, and that really changed everything. And I like that they never advertise it like that. You don't have to watch Nayat to watch Ron. It's almost a standalone film, and there's just one TV shot that connects both the films. So in the future, if a sequel comes out, we can connect all those stories. The cinematic universe of Injustice. And that's very fascinating because usually we get cinematic universes, superhero films with fantasy worlds, something big, not something so grounded and realistic. So to expand such stories and such world, that is really intriguing, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's too early, maybe it never happens. They're still in the works, but I'll be waiting with my money to watch it. The next one is Katanar, a period fantasy film based on the popular folklore of a legendary priest who had supernatural powers. And whatever we know from behind the scenes, they're using a lot of technology, from motion capture to doing 3D scans of the actors to using virtual sets. And the film is being made in 3D with Jayasuriya in the lead role. The film has been in the production for a long time, and there are rumors it may come out in 2 parts. So a big project in the works to look forward to. And the last one is Karam, a film by Vineet Srinivasan, and from the teaser, what has he cooked? Him as a director, I've only seen films like Hridyam and Varshangal Chesham, and I know he has made a very dark film called Thira before, which I've not seen. But what I saw in the teaser for this film, I was just shocked. A full-on globe-throttle spy action film, and it looks so good. It has the scale too. They have gone abroad. They have shot those action sequences, hand-to-hand combat, which looks so brutal. They've designed those big set pieces, and look at all of this. You can say it's a big undertaking. Again, something we have not seen from Malayalam Cinema. So there is a lot of hype and excitement for all these projects, but it also comes with caution, because going so big, you can also lose the way, which we have seen many times in the past. And it always comes down to the right intentions. Are you making such big projects just for the money, or are you really passionate to tell these big stories? And in both cases, you can face failure. Things can go wrong. But if the mindset is only about profit, then there is no much hope. And it is gonna be a learning curve. At the end of the day, you either win or you learn. And right now, Hollywood is winning, and we need to learn from them. Check out this video if you haven't. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Which project are you excited about the most? And I will see you next time.